Here are 8 must-eat latkes for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Let me tell you why. These crispy golden potato pancakes are not just a tasty treat, they carry a rich history of significance that dates back centuries. So before I get to my favorites in New York City, let's explore the story behind latkes and their connection to Hanukkah. So latkes are potato pancakes made from grated potatoes mixed with onions, eggs, and flour until they are fried and crispy. Ooh, they're often served with sour cream or applesauce, classic. I love mixing them together, making them a beloved dish during the 8 nights of Hanukkah. To understand why we eat latkes during Hanukkah, we need to look back at the holiday's origins. Hanukkah commemorates the victory of the Maccabees over the Syrian Jews around 164 BCE. After reclaiming the Second Temple in Jerusalem, they found only enough oil to light the menorah for 1 day. Miraculously, that oil lasted for 8 days, which is why we celebrate Hanukkah 8 nights. To celebrate this miracle, Jewish tradition encourages eating foods fried in oil. This is where latkes come into play, or donuts, typically with jelly, aka sufganiyot. The origins of latkes themselves are somewhat mysterious. The first documented mention of a pancake-like dish appears in writings from an Italian rabbi in the 14th century. I actually just found out that latkes were originally made of cheese until potatoes came to Europe from South America in the 1500s. And today, making latkes is a cherished family tradition for many Jewish households. I definitely did this growing up with my mom. And latkes have gone far beyond the traditional, just like these from Kube. Kube in the West Village pulls influences from all over the Middle East. Yes, you can definitely chow down on their namesake Kube, which is a little meat croquette. But they have the largest selection of latkes. It was hard for me to even choose, but I went normal with labneh, satar, and a spiced applesauce.
The aromatics are incredible. It is so beyond crunchy, but still just that nice cream in there. I really like the spiced applesauce. Adding just like a little tiny something to sort of cut through all that crunchy fat. Great.
The Kash Bagdamian has charred eggplants, mint, yogurt, and walnuts.
I mean, I'm always a fan of eggplant, so I love that. And there's like a really nice herbiness coming through from that mint in there too. I'm getting like a little tiny extra little tiny bit of texture with those walnuts.
But this massive spinach latke was definitely my fave.
That spinach has just been like cooked down and cooked down and cooked down and cooked down. It's really flavorful. Listen, latkes aren't necessarily the healthiest thing in the whole world, but giving me like a bucket of spinach in this giant one, I can respect that and still getting like the essence of a latke.
They also had a ton of options with eggs too. Don't want to miss a food adventure? Make sure you're subbed so you don't miss one bite. Videos coming soon from Toronto, Miami, Vegas, and of course my hometown of New York City. You know I love everything on the Eat This Sandwich Counter menu. It's a legit dream menu of Jewish comfort food, pulling inspiration from all over the world. And while you can get one square latke, I love their incredible tatkes. So addicting, and you can even get them party size with all the sauces.
Perfect. Crunchy and creamy. Great textures. Oh, I have to pull myself away from this.
And they just opened up a new location in the West Village. So how do you like your latkes? Applesauce, sour cream, a mix, something else? Let me know in the comments below. SMP is an institution in New York City, a revamp of the classic Eisenberg's luncheonette, but keeping almost everything the same as it's been for generations. When I eat their latkes, I feel like it's the one closest to what you'd be making at home, and that's the ultimate compliment. Just pure comfort and flavor. It also has this super unique texture by being pressed in something. Any ideas? Masiba in the Moxie Hotel Williamsburg brings their version of Levantine food to this beautiful space. Don't miss their all-you-can-eat schnitzel special on Tuesday, but for December, they have an array of latke toppings you could choose from. Think caviar, applesauce, and more, all on this latke made with potato, sweet potato, and Jerusalem artichoke.
Texture-wise, it's exactly what you expect and want. Really crispy, really creamy. Maybe a little tiny sweetness, a little more earthiness going on in this one. I'm very happy. And now we got the caviar. It's a classic combo. Very, very good. But you know, there's a lot of flavor going on.
And they were also part of my Hanukkah donut party competition and won. Want to come to events like this? Make sure you're subbed to my free newsletter link below, where you also get deeper dives into my meals of interviews, restaurant news, and more. Reunion in Williamsburg is a cafe with a mission statement of a love letter to Tel Aviv. They switched their latkes up a little bit this year and are serving theirs with this orange and warm spiced applesauce that also has cinnamon, cloves, and lemon zest.
They did have that balance down of the crunch and just sort of like still the creaminess inside, which I really, really, really love. But that applesauce was like unlike any other applesauce I've ever had. There were these like really nice citrusy, like orangey notes coming through, adding just like a nice of that sweetness and that bitterness to it, which I think was like really, really nice with that labna. And with the latke itself, oh, what a combo.
B&H Dairy has been a mainstay in the East Village for almost 100 years. It is old school Jewish food, so of course they have these massive, super crunchy latkes.
That is like one of the crunchiest latkes I've ever had. But what I like is it's still like chew and softness in the middle and very onion forward. Maybe like a little too oily, but like if you're ordering latkes, you know, it's gonna be oily.
The best Bread's Bakery, which you can find all over New York City, of course has a classic array of sufganiyot for Hanukkah, but don't forget about their latkes. Thin and crispy, and I adore their applesauce.
Really simple, really crispy, a very like thin shredded potato pancake latke. I always like a little bit more meat in mine. The flavor in these are really, really nice. And that applesauce is fantastic. I could say it's not my preference, but it's just so good.
12 Chairs has a location in the West Village and Williamsburg, bringing their Israeli dishes to an always fun atmosphere. This year they are offering their latkes in two versions. You can go normal with labna. I know, I keep asking about applesauce.
I think in terms of like preference for latke, I really love these. I mean, you could say this about all latkes. Ideally, if they're the way they're supposed to be, super crispy and creamy on the middle. These are much thicker. I prefer thicker, where it's just that nice crispy outside, but in that real creaminess of the potato, eggs and onion coming together, like a bite, crisp, and chew.
Or you can add smoked salmon.
That's a combo we know works. A nice little pop of saltiness from the capers and the smoked salmon, a little fishiness, melt in your mouth, smoked salmon box.
And there you have it. I feel like latkes have to be like a top 5 reason I love being a Jew, and I hope you get to experience them too. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you're a sub because I go to food adventures all over the world, and here are a few other videos I think you'd love.